What's going on, everyone? I hope you all had a very successful first week of fantasy hockey. In this video, I'm going to give you a few goalies that I think you should start this week, as well as a few goalies that I think you should sit this week. Some of these goalies may be on waivers, and some goalies may not even be on your team. This video is to help you make the right decision if you're contemplating whether you should start or sit a goalie this week. Before we start this video, let's hop over to our player of the day. In this segment, I will give you a random stat that's associated with the player, and in the comment section below, it is your job to figure out who that player is. The random stat today is, this player has stood out more than others in the first week, leading the league with 20 scoring chances for. Who is this player? Leave your answers in the comment section below. The first must-start goalie for this week is Colorado's duo, Philip Grubauer and Pavel Francouz. The Avalanche have 4 very favorable matchups this week. They start the week off with 2 games against the Kings and end the week with 2 games against the Ducks. Colorado should have no problem controlling the games in each matchup and are going to be heavy favorites to win. It's definitely worth it to watch and see if Francouz is going to start this week, and if he does, you can pick him up for a spot start in hope of a win. Colorado is looking to go an easy 4-0 this week, so you should take advantage of this as much as possible. Up next is Cam Talbot of the Minnesota Wild. The Wild seem to have a relatively easy week ahead of them. 2 games against the Ducks and then 2 games against the Sharks. Anaheim started off their season with 2 tough matchups against the Golden Knights and seemed to have little to no chance. Minnesota is one of the top defensive teams in hockey. They limit teams to minimal shots and minimal scoring chances. I can't see the Ducks having any quality scoring chances in either game, and this only benefits Talbot. Both the Ducks and the Sharks are going to have a really tough time trying to break into the Wild zone and trying to control the play. Talbot is definitely someone you want to start this week in all 4 matchups. The next goalie to start this week is Jordan Binnington. I know fantasy owners aren't happy after the 8-0 loss against the Avalanche, but you have to keep in mind this won't be the only blowout we see from Colorado this year. The Blues are looking to rebound with a strong week and have much better matchups. 2 games against the Sharks, and then they end the week off with 2 games against the Kings. The Blues should be heavy favorites in all of these games, and Binnington's going to be a must-start in each game he plays. If you're desperate for a win late in the week, you can look to pick up Ville Husso against the Kings if he starts in the second half of the back-to-back. Just be cautious with that play because he did look a little shaky against the Avalanche. The last goalies that you should make sure that you're starting this week is Lehner and Marc-Andre Fleury. They're going to be must-starts in almost every matchup given how good Vegas is this year. This week especially looks very good for both goalies. Vegas plays Arizona 4 times in 7 days. Vegas is going to control play in every game and shouldn't have any trouble pulling out 3 or 4 wins. They're going to be heavy favorites, so you can definitely start both Fleury and Lehner in every game with confidence. The first goalies that I would look to sit this week is Jusse Saros and Pekka Rinne. I know Saros did have a strong game against Columbus, but right now the Blue Jackets are dealing with some controversy and I'm not sure how much that's affecting their play. I'm concerned this week because the Predators have some tough matchups. They start the week off on Monday in a back-to-back against Carolina. The Hurricanes are going to be one of the toughest opponents they face this year, and I'd be very cautious starting Saros and Rinne against them. They then end the week against the Stanley Cup runner-ups, the Dallas Stars, where they play 2 games in 3 days. Dallas is a strong team both offensively and defensively, and they shouldn't have a hard time controlling the play against the Predators. It's worth it to sit both goalies this week, and if you're starting them, I understand, just be very cautious of the matchup. Up next is Darcy Kuemper and Antti. They have 4 games in 7 days against the Golden Knights. The Coyotes are going to be massive underdogs in every game and are going to have a very tough time trying to generate any offense against Vegas. The positive for the goalies this week is that they're going to be facing a significant amount of shots, so that may actually help your goaltender save percentage. Be very cautious starting them this week. Vegas has the opportunity every night to score 5 or more goals without breaking a sweat. The final goaltender that I would sit this week is John Gibson. The Ducks have a brutal start to the year, facing some extremely tough opponents. This week they have 2 games against the Wild, and then they end the week with 2 games against the Avalanche. You can look to start Gibson in the games against Minnesota, but Anaheim is still going to be the underdog in that matchup. They end the week off against the Avs, and I wouldn't hesitate to put Gibson on the bench. Colorado is by far the best offensive team in hockey, and they can blow teams out in any given night. That'll do it for a must-start and must-sit goalies for this week. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'm looking at streaming every Sunday to answer all of your fantasy questions, as well as recapping the previous week of hockey. We've also started a Patreon, and on there we're going to be offering Fantasy Puck exclusive content from projections to weekly podcasts. The link for it will be in the description. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.